For the 18th consecutive year, my birthday was deemed not a priority. I sat at our worn kitchen table watching Mom transfer my birthday savings, money I'd earned from my part-time coding jobs, into my sister Jessica's account. "Your sister needs this European trip, Anna," Mom explained, not meeting my eyes. "It's crucial for her social media influencer career. You understand, right?" I did understand. I understood perfectly. Just like I understood when they used my college fund for Jessica's emergency nose job. Or when they sold my laptop to fund her first content creation setup. "It's only money," Dad added, his attention fixed on Jessica's latest Instagram post. "Besides, you're always working on that computer stuff anyway. What would you even do with a birthday celebration?" What would I do? Perhaps mention that I'd just been promoted to head of digital innovation at age 25? Or that the computer stuff they dismissed had transformed Blackwood Technologies from a struggling startup into a digital powerhouse. But I stayed quiet just like always. They didn't know about my promotion 3 months ago. They didn't know I was now managing a team of 50 people or that my annual bonus alone could buy their house twice over. "Daddy," Jessica whined, her perfectly contoured face scrunching up. "The flight to Paris is getting more expensive. Can we transfer the money now?" I watched as my saved $3,000, meant for a small birthday dinner with the few friends who remembered, disappeared into the black hole of Jessica's influencer dreams. My phone buzzed. A message from Marcus, my executive assistant. "Urgent. Board meeting in Singapore moved up. Need confirmation for jet departure time." Another buzz. "Also, the acquisition papers for Palmer Tech are ready for your signature. Current market value, $2.3 billion. I smiled slightly, remembering the contract sitting in my briefcase. Palmer Tech, the company that had rejected my internship application 3 years ago because women in tech are too risky. Now they were desperately selling to survive, and I was their only potential buyer. "What are you smirking at?" Jessica demanded. "This is serious. I need this trip for my brand." "Nothing," I replied, sliding my phone into my pocket. "Just a work thing." "Still at that little computer company?" Dad asked vaguely. "You should really think about a real career. Your sister's going to be famous." I checked my watch, a Patek Philippe hidden under my simple sweater sleeve. "Actually, I have a dinner meeting. Thanks for the birthday chat." "Oh honey," Mom called as I stood up. "We're having a family dinner tomorrow to celebrate Jessica's trip. Be here at 7. "Can't," I said, grabbing my deliberately modest coat. "Work commitment." "You work too much," Jessica complained. "No wonder you're single. Unlike me, I have 100K followers now." If only she knew that my company's latest app had 50 million active users. Outside, a discreet black Mercedes waited. Marcus stood by the door, tablet in hand. "Evening, Ms. Mitchell," he said professionally, loud enough for my family to hear through the open window. "The jet is fueled and ready. Singapore board members are expecting you." Through the kitchen window, I saw Dad's fork freeze halfway to his mouth. "The Palmer Tech CEO is already on board," Marcus continued. "He's quite eager to discuss the acquisition terms." Mom's head snapped up from Jessica's phone. "And Ms. Mitchell?" Marcus added with perfect timing. "Happy birthday. The team sent Champagne Dom Perignon, 1990 as requested." I could practically hear Jessica's influencer brain trying to process what was happening. "Thank you, Marcus," I replied, sliding into the car's leather interior. "Let's not keep them waiting." As we pulled away, I caught one last glimpse of my family's stunned faces in the rearview mirror. Dad's fork had finally dropped, clattering against his plate in the sudden silence. My phone buzzed again. A text from Jessica. "What private jet? Since when?" I turned off my phone. They'd have plenty of time to process while I was in Singapore, closing a billion-dollar deal that would make headlines tomorrow. Sometimes silence isn't just golden, it's platinum. The next 24 hours unfolded like a perfectly orchestrated symphony of chaos, at least for my family. While they were blowing up my phone with hundreds of missed calls and messages, I was 35,000 feet above the Pacific, reviewing acquisition papers in my private jet's conference room. "Ms. Mitchell," Marcus appeared with a fresh cup of coffee imported directly from a small Ethiopian farm I'd quietly bought last year. "Your sister has posted 17 Instagram stories about you in the last hour. Would you like to see them?" I accepted the coffee, its rich aroma a stark contrast to the instant coffee my parents still bought in bulk. Summary. Mostly questions about my mysterious sister, the secret boss lady, and several attempts to tag your private accounts. She's also directly messaged our corporate PR team 9 times requesting a collaboration. Of course she had. Your parents have also been quite active, Marcus continued, sliding a tablet across the polished mahogany table. Your father called our corporate office 23 times. Your mother has emailed HR claiming to be your personal family manager. I couldn't help but laugh. Personal family manager? That's new. The tablet showed dozens of notifications, LinkedIn connection requests from both parents, Instagram follow attempts from their newly created business accounts, and most amusingly, a text from Jessica asking if I needed a social media consultant for my little company. Little company. Right. The same company that was about to acquire Palmer Tech for $2.3 billion. Should I have legal prepare a response? Marcus asked. No need, I replied, turning back to the acquisition papers. Let them stew for a while. The jet's intercom crackled. Ms. Mitchell? Palmer Texo would like a word. I straightened my Chanel blazer, the same one Mom had called too expensive, when seeing its look-alike in a department store. Send him in. Richard Palmer himself walked in, looking considerably less confident than when he'd rejected my internship application 3 years ago. Amazing what a failing stock price could do to a man's ego. Anna, he started, then caught himself. Ms. Mitchell. About the acquisition terms. Changed your mind about women in tech being too risky, Mr. Palmer? He had the grace to look embarrassed. That was a regrettable oversight. Indeed. I slid the papers toward him. The terms remain the same. Though I should mention that after your rejection, I hired every female tech graduate you passed over. They're now my top developers. His face paled slightly. I see. Do you? I opened my laptop, displaying Blackwood Technologies' latest market projections. Because from where I sit, your risky decision cost your company its competitive edge. Now you're selling to the very demographic you underestimated. My phone buzzed again, a series of texts from Dad. Anna, please call us. Since when do you have a company? Your mother is very upset. Jessica needs to talk to you about sponsorship opportunities. I muted the notifications and focused on Palmer, who was nervously reviewing the acquisition terms. The price is non-negotiable, I said firmly. And yes, I will be restructuring the entire executive board. Starting with your position. But I built this company. And I built something better. Sign the papers, Richard. Or watch your stock drop another 30% when word gets out that you refused our offer. He signed. Marcus appeared with perfect timing, collecting the signed documents. Congratulations, Ms. Mitchell. Shall I inform the board? Yes. And Marcus? Send a press release to all major tech publications. I want this public before we land in Singapore. Very good. Also. He hesitated. Your sister has gone live on Instagram. She's outside our corporate headquarters, claiming to be the inspiration behind Blackwood Technologies' success. I pinched the bridge of my nose. Security. Already escorted her off the premises. She's demanding to know why her own sister's company would treat her this way. The irony was almost painful. Your parents have also arrived at the office, Marcus added. Your father is telling anyone who'll listen that he always believed in your potential. Really? I smiled. Show me the security footage. Marcus pulled up the feed on my laptop. There they were, Dad in his decade-old suit, Mom in her outlet store dress, and Jessica live-streaming the whole thing to her followers. They were standing in the lobby of my headquarters, the same building where I'd spent countless nights building my company while they thought I was wasting time with computer stuff. Should I have them removed? Marcus asked. I watched the scene for a moment, remembering all the birthdays cancelled, all the dreams dismissed, all the achievements ignored in favor of Jessica's latest social media milestone. No, I decided. Let them stay. In fact, have reception give them a guest pass to the executive floor. I want them to see exactly what they missed while they were funding my sister's influencer dreams. The executive floor? But that's where my Time magazine cover hangs. Where the Wall Street Journal article about our latest innovations is displayed. where the Under 30 CEO of the Year award sits. I smirked. Exactly. Sometimes the best revenge isn't just success, it's making them watch you succeed. The Singapore board meeting concluded exactly as planned, unanimously in my favor. As my jet touched down back in New York 36 hours later, the business world was still buzzing about the Palmer Tech acquisition. My phone had finally stopped exploding with family messages, probably because they'd run out of ways to demand explanations. Ms. Mitchell, Marcus greeted me at the private hangar. Welcome back. The media response to the acquisition has been overwhelming. Also, he handed me a tablet. Your family has been camping out in our executive lounge for the past day and a half. I scrolled through the security footage. Mom had claimed the Italian leather sofa, attempting to look professional while clearly fighting exhaustion. Dad paced the floor, occasionally stopping to stare at my achievements displayed on the walls. And Jessica? She turned the whole thing into a continuous live stream, calling it My Secret Billionaire Sister. The truth revealed. How many views? I asked, genuinely curious. Her follower count has tripled, Marcus reported. Though our PR team has had to issue several statements correcting her creative interpretations of her role in the company's success. Such as, she's claiming she inspired our latest app because she once mentioned wanting a better filter for her photos. She's also suggesting she turned down a position as our Chief Influencer Officer to pursue her own brand. I couldn't help but laugh. Chief Influencer Officer? Indeed. Your mother has been backing up these claims, telling anyone who'll listen about how she always supported your tech dreams. The same tech dreams she called a waste of time when I needed new coding equipment. The same dreams that weren't worth a single birthday celebration. Is everything prepared? I asked, straightening my Armani suit. Yes. The executive floor is ready. Would you like to review the quarterly reports before confronting them? No need. I checked my reflection in the car window. Let's give them what they've been waiting for. The drive to headquarters was silent, filled with memories of all the times they'd chosen Jessica over me. The birthday money diversions. The college fund redistribution. The constant dismissal of my achievements in favor of her follower count. As we pulled up to the building, I saw camera crews outside. Word had gotten out that the mysterious CEO of Blackwood Technologies was finally making a public appearance. Your sister's doing, Marcus explained. She tipped off the media. Perfect, I smiled. Let's give them a show. The lobby fell silent as I walked in, my heels clicking against the marble floor. Employees who'd never seen me in person stopped and stared. I'd built this company from the shadows, letting my work speak louder than my presence. Good morning, Ms. Mitchell, the security team chorused. The elevator ride to the executive floor felt longer than usual. Marcus briefed me on the latest developments. Stock prices up 40% since the acquisition announcement, 3 more major tech companies requesting meetings, and a dozen speaking invitations from top universities. The doors opened to the executive floor and I heard Jessica's voice before I saw her. And any minute now my sister will explain how I inspired her success story. Don't forget to like and subscribe. She froze mid-sentence as I stepped out. Mom jumped up from the sofa, smoothing her dress nervously. Dad stopped his pacing, his face a mix of shock and something that looked suspiciously like pride. Too little, too late. Anna. Jessica rushed forward, phone still live streaming. Finally. My followers have been waiting for. Security, I said calmly. Please confiscate all recording devices. But my live stream is over. I turned to my parents. Sit down. All of you. They complied, looking oddly small in the spacious lounge where I usually hosted CEOs and tech giants. First, I began, let's correct some misconceptions. Jessica, you didn't inspire anything except my determination to succeed quietly. Mom, you never supported my tech dreams, you actively worked against them. And Dad. I looked at him directly. A real career, wasn't it? Honey, Mom started, we didn't know. Exactly. You didn't know because you never bothered to ask. Too busy funding Jessica's influencer dreams with my birthday money, my college fund, my savings. But look how successful she's becoming. Dad protested weakly. Her followers. Her followers. I pressed a button and the wall-to-wall screens came to life, displaying Blackwood Technologies' global impact. While you were counting her likes, I was building this. While you were funding her Paris trips, I was revolutionizing the tech industry. And doing an impressive job of it, a new voice added. We all turned to see Richard Palmer stepping out of the conference room. Perfect timing as planned. Mr. Palmer, I smiled. Right on schedule. How does it feel to be an employee of Blackwood Technologies? Employee. Dad's eyes widened. Anna just acquired my company, Palmer explained. For $2.3 billion. The same Anna who applied for an internship 3 years ago, whom I foolishly rejected. Jessica's phone slipped from her hand. B billion. Would you like to see the papers? I offered. They're right here next to the birthday cards you never sent, the graduation ceremony you skipped for Jessica's photo shoot, and the newspaper articles about my success that you never read. We didn't know, Mom whispered. No, you didn't. And now. I sat down behind my desk, the same desk where I'd signed the Palmer Tech acquisition. Now you know exactly what you missed while you were creating the perfect influencer daughter. Marcus appeared with a stack of documents. The NDAs you requested, Ms. Mitchell. NDAs. Jessica protested. But my followers. We'll have to find another story. Sign these or face legal action for all the false claims you've made about your role in my company. But we're family. Mom insisted. Family. I laughed softly. Family celebrates birthdays. Family supports dreams. Family doesn't steal savings for Instagram followers. I stood up, smoothing my suit. You have a choice now. Sign the NDAs, respect my privacy, and perhaps, over time, we can build some kind of relationship. Or don't sign, continue your social media circus and deal with my legal team. And Jessica's trip to Paris? Dad asked quietly. Is no longer my problem. I turned to Marcus. Please show them out after they've made their decision. I have a company to run. As I walked toward my private office, I heard Jessica's tearful voice. But what about my influencer career? I paused at the door. Try working for it. Like I did. Oh, and happy birthday to me. The door closed behind me, leaving them with their choices and their consequences. Sometimes success isn't just about proving them wrong. It's about proving yourself right.